the jungle, you take a Defender. If you want to get back out again, you take a Land Cruiser.
We're going to go up over the top. We're going to go round the back of the volcano.
In 5 minutes, it will be warm. Yeah. And look how lush. Good morning from the most glorious Monday morning here in Tenerife. Clear blue sky, in fact. Monica's driving right now because I'm going somewhere special. I'll get to that in a second, but have a look at this. Oh, it's clear blue sky today. I'm off to something completely different. Just switch hands. Completely different to what I've done before on the channel, and there are a few firsts today. I'm going to a place that I've never been before in Tenerife, in a vehicle that I've never been in before anywhere in the world, and I'm going to meet May Rider Tenerife. I don't want to give away too much. I'll try and keep it as a secret, although I've just realized the thumbnail will probably give it away. But anyway, it's fun to try and keep it a secret, but I've been so excited for this. This is a vehicle I've wanted to actually, well, I don't know if I'll be able to drive it, but a vehicle I've wanted to go in and have a ride in for a very long time. So I'm down in the bike lockup area of May Rider Tenerife. I'm just waiting for Adam, the owner, to come. We've got the son Billy just in the background over there. All of the bikes, all of them are lined up right in front of us. We've got the two classic Harleys there. We've got the Sportster, the Moto Guzzi V7, the classic. Just the worst bike I've ever ridden, but the best bike I've ever ridden. And if I have one more bike, it would be that bike. It's ridiculous how much I love that bike. Interceptor, Bobber, Ducati Monster, and should I just give you a sneak peek? I'll do a full rundown when Adam gets here, but oh, it's arrived. It's come from another island. I'll get onto that in a second, but that is, oh, you'll all know it. 110 Defender. That's what we're going out in today. So I'll do a proper rundown in a second, but here we are. It's still blue sky. It almost feels weird because I actually brought a jacket, but so many times I think, oh yes, shorts and t-shirts going up to the mountains, and then it's about 2 degrees and I look ridiculous and can't leave the car. So I've got a jacket just in case it's cold up in the mountains, but couldn't be luckier. The weather is absolutely stunning, and just realized I'm standing in front of it. Look at that for a front view.
You have a good time. Freddie.
Adam,
how are you?
Do you know what, that was great. Just a little insight about what you go through with all of your customers. And I watched you just helping them decide which bike to go for, because the guy there going out, he had a bike similar to a Ducati, but you actually tried to push him onto the Bobber.
Yeah. Well, what we don't want is people coming over and taking out the same bike. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Of course, if somebody wants to do that, they're more than welcome to. But as we've said before, you know, when you were down the last time, we've got such a great selection of stuff to have a go on. Why come and take what you've got at home, you know? Come and have an adventure, that's what it's about.
I've got to say, actually, just so everyone knows, of course, Adam, the owner of May Rider Tenerife, I've actually done an intro before while I was waiting, and I couldn't help myself just looking at the bikes. But after going out on the classic 500, Adam, the worst bike I've ever ridden, but I want to own one.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's exactly what it's about, isn't it?
That bike just, you can't help smiling when you're on that bike.
Okay, I need you to be honest. Do you recommend it to someone? Because I would take that. That would be my pick of all your bikes. But would you recommend it to someone over a more powerful one? Do you?
I do, yeah. Because like I think I said before when we was chatting before, the older generation had come over. That bike is really light.
Yeah.
It's also got a lot of nostalgia. So you can actually, I think it's a memory on that bike, you know. And look at you, perfect example. All right, you've been talking about that bike for nearly 2 weeks now. Right. So,
it's true.
But it's a memory because when you go up over a mountain, round a volcano, on that little Enfield, it does feel very prehistoric, but that's what it's all about, and you're building a memory. What did you do on holiday? I went round a volcano on a Royal Enfield. You know, that's something you're not going to do everywhere.
I'll never ever forget my ride on that, honestly. It was so unforgettable. We are about to get on to the reason for today's video, but before I do, Adam, I just see 2 Harleys in the corner there. Please.
I've got a surprise for you.
You've got to walk me through this.
I've got a surprise for you. So,
can't wait.
Look, this is that Ducati I told you that. I was on my podcast the other day.
Yeah.
Look how he brought it back.
He's done some off-roading, hasn't he? Yeah. So how in Tenerife do you get it with that much mud on it?
I don't know. But this is the thing when people go on to me about deposits and stuff, and when they, you know very well they've been doing something they shouldn't be on it. But he hasn't damaged it, so there's no problem.
Yeah.
All of these are great. Right, okay. This was a surprise for you.
Yeah.
We got the Harley back. This is the one that we call the Gangster, because what we tried to do was white wool tyres. We tried to have a theme with this bike of getting like an old 1920s gangster car, pushing it all together and pulling it out as a Harley, yeah? So that's the theme, and that's what we've gone for. Lots of chrome, fishtail pipes, white wool tyres, Springer front end, nice big Bates headlight on the front. It is what it is, and I'm going to invite you to ride that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I can't wait. So if I take this out, what will you be on?
I'm going to use my Road Glide because it's much more comfortable than any of these.
And this, I should say, this is kind of a new thing you're doing, Adam.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get on to, you've basically got 3 things going on. You've got motorcycle rental.
Yeah.
You've got this new one that we're about to go on with the Defender, and we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
And then, Adam, you've got, I'm pointing here, sorry. You've got these. Okay, tell us about this.
So this is 1980 Shovel. This has just had the gearbox arrive now from the States because we're going to overhaul this and just make this look as nice as this, because this is a little bit battered. So that's going into the workshop this week, and we'll start the overhaul process. So that'll be ready in about a month.
Are you aiming to get it as immaculate as this? Wow.
Yeah. We want 2 very high spec Harleys. This isn't a cheap thing that we're doing. You know, this is going to be quite expensive. It's going to work out about £200 per bike for kind of, you know, 4 to 5 hours. But you can take your pillion with you, and if you compare that to a jet ski at £60 an hour for £60 for 10 minutes, it isn't that bad really. We covered on the insurances, we covered on everything that we need. We've got breakdown, and we're going to include the dinner with that as well.
Brilliant. So you take them on your pre-decided route. They'll follow. You'll be on your big brand new Harley there, and they will get to pick one of these to go out on with you as the lead. Yeah, we're just going to go a nice casual run. This isn't for everybody, I know that. These bikes are very loud. I mean, it made me laugh when you was doing the review on the Sportster. I was deaf.
And you, and I did say to Billy, if we're going to let Freddie ride this, we better get him a set of earbuds. Because,
honestly.
Yeah, because this is loud, yeah? Let me show you.
That is, and you can't smell it. I can smell the fuel. I can actually smell the fuel here. That's the loudest bike I've ever heard.
But that's classic.
It sounds unbelievable.
That is easy riders. Yeah.
Okay, Adam, can you recommend these 2 bikes for a learner rider? You know, no. Okay.
This has got to be for experienced riders.
Yeah.
Maybe people who preferably ride Harleys.
Yeah.
I don't really want people to learn how to ride a Harley with these two, because Harleys are a very different ride. And I say this to everybody who takes a Harley off me. It's very important that they understand the torque on the gearboxes, because I've had a nasty accident in the past where you can try and ride a Harley Davidson a bit like a Japanese bike. You can knock it down a few too many gears, let the clutch out, but it won't scream. You will. It will throw you off. So you've got to know that there's a difference with Harleys. The newer Harley Davidsons, actually, they've built in, and I learnt this from when I bought the Road Glide. They've actually put some new technology in the bikes that actually compensates for that now. So it is a recognised thing that we talk about. But no, these are for experienced Harley riders who probably may never be able to ride this sort of thing. You know, if you've got a new one, you're not going to find these things very often. And you're certainly not going to find them here.
And can you just very quickly, because they're so special, these two, Adam, actually I'll get you to stand behind them. Just a quick overview, the year, the engine, and just a 30
so this is an
each.
Electra Glide limited edition. This is a 1980. This is the famous shovel head engine, all right? Now, this is an engine that I wanted in a bike for a long, long time. It's just got a connection I have. It's again, it's very prehistoric, the way that it rattles. It's a proper bone shaker. It's got the police-style seat on, okay? If you remember the program Chips, we'll all remember these kind of bikes that the police used to get on. They're on a single suspension seat there. That's actually suspended as well. And then they've got the baggers on the back. Usually the police one would have everything on. The Electra Glide actually has the big box on. So it's like the 1980s version of the Honda Goldwing. Yeah, but it's a Harley Davidson.
I almost like and I'll just get closer to shut, I almost like the patina on this, Adam. It's got a bit of charm, doesn't it? You know, you see the old bits there, just a bit of the chrome peeling off, but it will be immaculate when you're done with it.
When we're done with it, it's going to be like this.
And I was talking to your son, Billy, who does a lot of making sure these bikes are all ready. He said, am I right, you've had this since new?
No, since he was new.
Since?
No, I've had this for... This is a 1998. I've had this for, I think I picked this up in about 2004.
Okay.
But this came over with me, and we couldn't get it matriculated because there was problems with the logbook due to it being on a business before. And you know, I spent 15 years thinking this bike could never go onto a plate, and we actually did it. It was very simple. It wasn't hard at all. I listened to too many of the wrong people, which is what, you know, very easy to do over here. I went to a good professional Spanish guy. He knew exactly what he was doing. He had this matriculated for me in 6 weeks. After waiting 15 years. I mean, I was lazy as well, you know. I didn't
bought this in England?
Yeah.
You then relocated to Tenerife.
Yeah.
This was just locked up, effectively, in a garage for 15 years.
Yeah, well, you can ride it. Back in the day, you could ride for about 2 years legally on the plates. So and you know, I did what I kept it on the road for as long as possible, and then it kind of just sat in the garage, you know, and was becoming a bit of an ornament.
Adam, let's get on to the Defender, because
this is
I have to say something about this, because this. Can I call it a toy? This is your new toy, but I have to say something, and I want to see your initial reaction. Every time I show a Land Cruiser and a Defender, I have Australians messaging me, and they say, if you want to get into the jungle, you take a Defender. If you want to get back out again, you take a Land Cruiser. Tell me your thoughts.
Well, I've taken this on because I want... I'll be honest with you, the way the world is at the moment, it looks like we need an Armageddon vehicle, right? And we had a couple of other vehicles that we had, and I thought, you know, let's get rid of those and let's get something that is going to get us out of trouble if we need to. And then I thought, well, it's a fantastic vehicle for doing our client transfers in. You certainly know that we're coming. And also, what I'm going to show you today is exactly what I would say a different part of Tenerife that you won't get to see unless you're with the right people, because it has to be booked in advance. This is the backtracks of the volcano. You won't believe that they're actually there. I've brought the drone with us as well, so we can get some actual shots of where we will be from the air. and I'm going to show you some routes of Tenerife that you didn't even know existed.
So what you're going to show us today is your brand new offering. Nothing to do with bikes. This is for people who may not want to go on a bike. They want to see bits of Tenerife like me. I've never, ever seen these routes you'll have taken.
Amazing views,
yeah.
Spectacular scenery. What's happening is we're getting a lot of very serious riders who come up, they meet us, they have a really good day. They want their wives to come out and they want to do something else with us. And friends and family, you know, we can involve them a little bit more, you know, because bike riding is, in my opinion, a bit of a solo thing. You know, it is something, and we're getting some really good clients, but their wives are at the beach, their husbands are going back and telling them how good looking I am, and they want to come and meet us. Well, maybe my sons anyway.
But this is a properly unique experience. Adam, before we go out in this, and I experience what it's like going out, it will be you taking people out.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And you can do up to how many people in here?
We can take, comfortably, we take 5 people in here.
You can take 5?
Yeah,
okay.
So that's including me, yeah.
I have to, I've never been in a Defender, Adam.
I'll
get in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Give us a little walk around.
So this is not your everyday Land Rover, okay? This has been completely rebuilt. This is from a company that we work with in the mainland Spain. You can see that the interior has been completely revamped. This is quite a new modern thing now, is to be taking the Land Rovers and to updating them in this way. It's a very kind of cool thing. If you're a supercar collector, it's quite common now to have a Defender as part of that collection. They are going up in value tremendously because this shape is now the last of this shape that's available. So the market for them is going up. They're a fantastic vehicle anyway. They're easy to work on, which is one of the reasons that I took it, is because over here is very difficult. We had a 911 before. Found it very difficult to get good mechanics to work on these cars. So what we did was to get something that I can get my mechanic to work on. It's not an issue. These are pretty standard vehicles all the way through. If you understand the 4x4 and we understand the box, it's very easy to work on. It's more or less a transit van engine in it. You know, this is a Puma engine in this
2.5 diesel?
Yeah, 2.5 diesel, yeah. We're going to go up over the top. We're going to go round the back of the volcano. I'm going to take you down to some hidden picnic areas that you wouldn't even know exist down there. And then we're going to take a route right down. We'll see what the weather's like up there, but it'll take us round the back of Teide, drop down into Altanki, and a lovely run home. So you're gonna really enjoy this, Fredo.
I cannot wait.
You can see shit cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. I try to help you, but you keep reading between the lines. There's nothing there for you to complicate, we're not aligned. You say you listen, but guessing that's just another sign. Not growing up, you're growing old, your life keep passing. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now.
Adam, I had to get this. Okay, what year is this?
This is a 2014.
2014.
Yeah.
There's no electric mirrors in the front, and there's no central locking.
No electric mirrors, no electric windows, and no central locking.
Do you know what? It's exactly the same as like why I like the classic 500. Like, it's not about this like being the most luxurious car at all, is it? How can a car from 2014
not have it?
Not have it.
I've asked the garage that about 15,000 times.
So what do? Do you have to go around to each door to make sure they're locked?
Yeah, well, I'm going to get it put in because Obviously, they come basic, don't they? They're all very basic. It's all about weight.
But that's the charm, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want it in. It just makes life easier. And I don't know if you've noticed, but it was 20 years ago before I actually bought one, and I did buy this blind. I bought it off the web from a very good dealer. But what I didn't realise was how much weight I'd put on since 20 years ago.
So this is actually a really good point, because it's snug in here.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's tight. It's tight, but you get used to it.
They're more narrow than I thought. Okay, let me wind down this window. Can't believe I'm saying that, but I actually love this about it. Should say as well, the door cards are so thin. The door cards are about that thin or something. They're like door cards for my Vauxhall Nova from 1989 or something like that, and they've got a real kind of tinny feel when you actually close them. It's such a characterful place.
But did you know that they actually made a model, that it was such a popular vehicle in Spain, that Land Rover actually made a model just for Spain called the Santana, yeah. And that's why one of the things I really do notice is all the old boys, you know, in Spain, they've got this lovely culture of the old boys sitting on the corner playing dominoes. I mean, in England, God, I mean, that'd never be able to take place, would it?
Never.
But they sit there, it's quite a common thing to see them drinking a little bit of vino, and they are all gobsmacked when they go past, because they are all Santana.
Yeah.
But it isn't, of course, but you know, they love it.
Every time I see a Land Rover, people are like, Freddie, that's not a Land Rover, that's a Santana. So it's the first time I've ever even had any idea Santana existed when I came to Tenerife, and I actually have to specifically check the badges now to see if it's a Land Rover or Santana.
They love them here.
Yeah, they do.
And one thing I find that in general people love them. I think they've become such an iconic vehicle over the years that they're loved by everybody. Maybe it's because it's a rescue vehicle, you know. It's used in the military, it's used all over the world. It's such an iconic vehicle. When you're at junctions, people let you out, you know.
We've stopped off at just this strange, beautiful place in the middle of nowhere. The only sound you can hear are birds and the drone up there that Adam's just sent out now. But this isn't attached to any proper road, but you've got a proper camping picnic area, and the only way you can get here is via this dirt track that we've been on for probably 40 minutes or so, and really there are no other sounds apart from the birds singing. It is a magical area. We went through a little layer of clouds earlier, and now pretty much nothing but blue skies. Okay, so right in front of us,
Here
El
we go.
Teide.
Yeah. Well, you probably wouldn't be mistaken if, like many tourists come over, the second peak there, the big high one, that is actually, yes, it is the highest peak of the volcano. But when it erupted last time, it came from this one here. So this really is the mouth of the volcano. About 100 years ago, it erupted. This is the last eruption, and what you see here is the last eruption. This is probably some of the newest, freshest rock and dirt that you're ever going to see.
There's also snow on it still.
Yeah.
There's bits of snow.
Well, where you see that snow as well, that's the second mouth
Yeah.
that opened up. So all of this area, really, we are actually just on a complete volcano. This whole thing is a volcano. And if the volcano erupted, it doesn't necessarily mean that it would blow from there. Anywhere here could just blow open. When I went over to La Palma and we went volcano hunting there and saw the devastation and the mesmerization of that lava. It's amazing to see just how they just really, they go off from anywhere, and they're just such a powerful thing.
La Gomera just over there to Adam's left, and La Palma will be just to the right of La Gomera, but you can see here...
You'll see it just as you come past here now.
A proper blanket of clouds. It's incredible.
There's the tip of La Palma there.
Yep, I see it. Just above the cloud, and only the very tip of it's visible. Oh, I'll just climb up this mountain. Okay, so we're on to the second off-roading bit now. I'll just crouch down. You can see Adam in there in the Defender now. It's such a fun day doing this. We're on to the second off-roading bit. We've just been along the beautiful racetrack smooth roads to get here, and we have one of the most spectacular views of El Teide behind me. You can see, in fact, I'll stand up a bit. You can see all of the snow on the back, the two different peaks, and we are in the strangest almost dust-like volcanic landscape here all around. I have no idea how anything grows at all, and I think we'll be going fairly close up to that peak. But this road that we're going on it's like another world. You just go through so many different kinds of landscapes and so many different altitudes here that it's completely different with every turn that you take. And here, I don't know what happens if another car comes, but we're going to be heading straight that way. And of course, Adam, it's just such a fun day, and outside in this clear air. Life affirming stuff, it really is.
In the middle of nothing, look. So that's a lava field, yeah? And that's got growth now because there's so many minerals in the lava rock. And over the years now, they start to break down. And the roots start to grow, they start to penetrate the rock, they find their way into the cracks and the crevices, break open the rocks turn to dirt, turn to earth, and this is how the evolution of the planet really started. All of this up here is so fresh, really.
I mean, this is, Adam, fascinating, because you're completely right. What we're seeing, lava where nothing really should grow, and then you see just one or two of these plants growing through it over hundreds, thousands of years. The petals, the leaves, they turn into soil. It is the beginning of how the earth started.
How it all began.
How it all began, isn't it?
How it all began. If you think as well, most of this rock that we're seeing here is from the last eruption. So this is about 100 years old. So in 100 years, this is what we see.
It's true, Adam, just what you're saying. We're 40 minutes from Los Cristianos, all of the touristy bits here, and we're in completely virgin,
40
untouched.
minutes from Veronica's.
From Veronica's, which is the Brits' spot of choice. So you can go from there, from the bar, and be up here in 40 minutes, and it's completely untouched, isn't it? I mean,
it's just as it comes. There's no gardeners, there's no one watering the plants.
This is incredible. These are all small pine trees that will eventually be growing, of course, into trees like these, but it's just, you'd almost think someone would have had to come here and actually plant all of these small pine trees because they're growing up everywhere like weeds, just like a gardener would have come to actually do them. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. And as far as I can see, and then all the way down here past the Defender, they just carry on and on and on.
One of those bike meet places where on a Sunday you should have, 2,000 bikes outside, a rolling road. And
may we see Easy Rider Tenerife bike spot? Proper biker cafe.
We may do. I'm contemplating the idea.
Do you know, Adam, I'm so glad I've got that on camera because I'll hold you to that. I'll remind you of this in months to come.
Easy Rider Cafe, you never know.
Oh, Adam, you brought me to a brilliant spot.
I knew you'd
here.
like it here. Look, I planned this out for you.
Yeah, please, por favor.
Because...
Adam, you know I like cakes.
I just had an inkling that you liked them a little bit.
So this is one of the best selections. I also love cakes like these because I always get the feeling they're proper local cakes.
These are going to be local, yeah. These are going to be like local Canarian type of cakes. But let's try all of them.
And would you take people here to this exact spot?
Yeah, well, I think this is a great, because you come out of that 4x4 in there.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I'd like to really plan it, because this is still in the making, as you know.
Yeah.
I'd like to plan it really that we stop and probably have dinner at the barbecue area.
Yes.
Because
the first
really,
one we stopped at.
Yeah. Really be there in it,
Yeah, agreed.
I think if you can have, a nice little barbecue picnic kind of thing set up, sit down and just chill out.
So we've had a coffee and a cake, and for the first time today, I'm actually delighted I bought this. It's cold here, properly cold. So the side of the mountain there, which I guess Adam will go that way.
Yeah, we'll go back up this way now.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? In 5 minutes,
that'll be warm again.
It will be warm.
Yeah.
And look how lush.
Yeah.
This is quite something actually in Tenerife if you do stay in the touristy areas. I know it looks normal here. I actually freaked out and surprised myself how excited I was. Grass. Yeah. We have grass here on the south of the island, almost none, but we're about to cross the mountainside.
We may even have a little bit of rain.
Well, Adam, if you do take this place on, buy this place out as a biker spot, this would be nice, but it's about 10 degrees colder. Than 5 minutes that way. It's so funny, but we're about to head off. We've been going, I think Adam will, and you'll say, you can kind of adapt it for how long people want for this day trip. Yeah, we've been about 6 hours.
Yeah, we have, yeah. I think we can, it depends what people want. We could have just done that one track, couldn't we?
Yeah.
This track that we've just done is a bit more taxing, and obviously, we haven't stopped either, really. So we haven't got out and started to, set up and have a walk around in the forest or anything like that. So we've been pretty flat out. So it is a day.
It is, isn't it? It is, yeah. But we're about to head back that way.
Yeah.
40 minutes or so.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
Like
40 minutes, I think.
Adam, do you feel fueled up?
No.
Not the best effort, but this is honestly, this is actually quite a nice spot. I had a nice coffee here. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the freshest, but mine was perfectly good. And it's a nice bunch in there. And this place gets busy on the weekend,
really busy
doesn't
on the
it?
weekend.
This is a
carne like on the a la brasa, so you can get all of your meat on the brasa here and all grilled, chicken, steaks, everything. And of a weekend, it's always a good sign in the Canaries if you drive past a restaurant and it's absolutely brimmed with Spanish people. There's something very special about that place.
And this is brimmed.
Always
is
brimmed
it really?
On the weekend, yes.
Okay.
3 o'clock on a Sunday, you will not get a chair in that restaurant.
They do like eating late, don't they? I always notice that. It's not always. 12 or 1 o'clock for lunchtime.
No,
it's 2 or 3 o'clock, isn't it?
The Spanish people are like that in general. They don't go out of an evening. They don't go out till 10, 11 o'clock at night. We're accustomed to be drunk by then, aren't we? We're back home by 11.
True. Yeah, the binge drinking starts at about 9 o'clock and then paralytic to 10 o'clock. Yeah, no, it's standard. I know.
Yeah,
right, okay, we'll go and pay for this, and then we're heading back down to sea level.
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite a long day in the end.
It's been a long day.
Wasn't it? Even though I've just been sitting there,
Yeah.
I'm a bit worn out.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, yeah. I've had a cake and a
You
coffee.
weren't driving then.
Yeah, I know. But thank you, honestly. It's been a brilliant day. The thing for me is, you see so much of the island.
Incredible.
But just the different sceneries, place to place. It's just incredible. The volcanic areas, the lush areas, and all of these off-roading
Just the
bits.
natural landscapes that have been crafted by nature.
And every element within that, from the bits that there's nothing growing, all the way to lush pine forests and everything. So if you're looking for just one of the most unique experiences on the island, like this is, it's almost unparalleled. It really is. Oh, it's good fun. It's good fun. When will it be available?
Well, what we're going to do to begin with is, obviously we're concentrating on the bikes. So when you rent the bikes, if you're looking for something else to do and you want to do something a bit more special, you want to involve the family, then speak to us and we can arrange it for you, because we have to book the tracks in advance. So we've got to get the tracks down as well, first of all. So it's not something that we can just take you on. It has to be arranged, has to be set up correctly. But it's available. We've got the truck to do it. Just get in touch and let me know. Simple as that.
Adam, thank you so much for taking me
Welcome,
on.
as always.
Thank you so much. I'm sure before I go, we'll be down to Easy Rider, maybe just for a couple more. There's a couple more of the bikes I would love to take out before we leave Tenerife. So I'll be back again, but it's always great. Easy Rider Tenerife, all the bikes, now with 4x4 as well. So check them out, get in touch if you're interested. Thank you so much for coming along with us, and I will see you in the next one.